if I were to ask my husband, my mother, and my best friend to pick me up a new pair of slippers at the mall, chances are they'll bring me wildly different products. My husband will grab whatever's on sale, my mother will pick up something practical and durable, and my best friend might choose based on style and something that matches my personality. Each person would use their own criteria shaped by their relationship with me and their personal shopping habits. Now imagine those shoppers are AI agents, Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini, each with their own built-in preferences and decision-making patterns. A new research study from Columbia and Yale researchers gives us the first real look at how AI agents actually shop when left to their own devices. The findings should make every brand and retailer rethink their assumptions about the AI-driven commerce future that's coming to us quickly. Before I jump in, just some quick background on the methodology of this study because it is very unique. So this team of researchers, who were 5 researchers across both a private AI company called My Custom AI, which builds custom AI models for enterprises, as well as academics from Columbia and Yale. So it is an academic research study. And what they did was build a sandbox model that replicated the e-commerce shopping journey, allowing them to fully control variables like layout, prices, reviews, badges, without interfering with a live retailer.com site. Then they evaluated 3 frontier models, including Claude Sonnet 4, GPT 4.1, and Gemini 2.5 Flash. And they tracked how agents from the various models acted within this sandbox environment. All these variables were very controlled, allowing them to isolate exactly how these shopping agents behaved in different scenarios. That's important context for what we're going to talk about now. So first of all, reviews are extremely important to all of these AI models. Just like consumers, really, AI models are looking at both review count and review quality. And the study was able to quantify the impact of the number of reviews by estimating how much a seller could actually increase their product's price if they were to double the number of reviews. So this is called pricing headroom or a price equivalent trade-off. And they found that if you doubled the number of reviews, Claude Sonnet would allow you to increase your product price by 19.4%. With GPT 4.1, it was 37.4%. And with Gemini 2.5 Flash, 17.2%. So put simply, if you currently have 100 reviews and increase to 200, you could charge 19 to 37% more of your retail price and still get selected by these AI models at the same rate. So this is super interesting because we've always cared about reviews. We've always cared about ethically getting reviews within all of the regulations and terms of service of different retailers. But now within the context of LLMs shopping for us, it is even more important to prioritize acquiring reviews and good quality reviews even more so. Number 2, the sponsored product problem. Here is a very interesting finding. AI agents actively avoid sponsored products across all models tested. I'll just say that again. AI agents actively avoid any products that are sponsored, regardless of which model we're looking at. This is profound, and it's a real bias against advertising that's going to have big implications for retailers, as I've spoken about, an existential threat to retail media as a business model for retailers, as well as a brand trying to figure out how to stand out in the marketplace. I'm not going to dig too much into this topic today because it deserves its own entire episode and article. So make sure that you're subscribed to catch my deep dive into this topic. Number 3, market concentration risk. Another concerning finding isn't about individual products, it's about market dynamics. AI agents consistently concentrate selections among a narrow set of products, with some brands never getting selected despite being viable options. And just one little tidbit from this study, one of the interesting ones was an Amazon private label brand, like their Amazon Basics brand, not being selected in a final assortment, because this has been a bear for a lot of large brands trying to fend off upstart sellers, unbranded brands, the keyboard mash brands that you see on Amazon sometimes that come directly from Chinese manufacturers specifically. So that might be kind of good news if you're an established brand, well positioned, but it does have obviously the converse effect of innovation being stifled for new or niche products. They're going to struggle to break through because AI really likes to play it safe with selecting known quantities. So this is obviously going to be a double-edged sword. When your time, budget, and team are already maxed out, keeping up with retailer platforms and media requirements can feel like a never-ending labyrinth. That's why even the best brands bring in an execution partner. Acosta Group makes retail media execution simpler. They stay ahead of every platform update, tech shift, and media spec, so your campaigns actually show up and perform without draining your team. Let Acosta Group handle the chaos behind the scenes so you can keep building the brand. Check out acosta.group and tell them Retail Media Breakfast Club sent you. That's ACOSTA.group. And number 4, AI optimized content. Mixed results here. This is pretty surprising. AI agents don't uniformly prefer AI generated content. In about 25% of cases, AI preferred AI generated content in specific categories. Like iPhone cases, there was a 9% improvement in market share with the Claude model for AI generated product content. But there's some failures in other categories like washing machines. There was a negative impact across all models when they were looking at AI generated PDP content versus human driven PDP content. So there's no universal AI friendly content template is what the conclusion is here. What this means right now, so there's 3 immediate implications that I'm seeing. One, for brands, review acquisition becomes as important as advertising spend. This is an area to double down on, whether you're talking about humans looking at your product pages or AI LLMs. For retailers, your own curation of the recommended products and featured product selections are more influential than ever. And for everyone in this ecosystem, the sponsored product model faces a fundamental challenge. When AI agents systematically avoid ads, the entire retail media revenue model needs rethinking. But as I said, I have more thoughts on this. I don't think it's the end of sponsored product ads as we know it. Make sure that you tune in next week for a continuation of that discussion. But I just want to zoom out and look at the bigger picture for a second. This research captures AI agents operating in today's grid-based, website-centric shopping environment. But that's also the biggest limitation of this research study. This study replicates the e-commerce SERP layout that we've used for 20 years, but we've also got to recognize that consumer behavior is evolving beyond traditional browsing. There's other ways that we're interacting with brands and retailers online today. One is with vertical video commerce, so TikTok shop, Instagram shopping, that bypasses search grids entirely. Impulse purchases are based on creator recommendations and you go straight to a product page and you check out. You're not browsing and discovering on a retailer app or website. Number 2 is agent-to-agent shopping. There's protocols emerging like MCP that will make website navigation obsolete when you're actually using an agent. So instead of an agent actually browsing product grids, AI agents will directly access retailer inventory feeds and product data. So whether retailers are building towards this scenario right now is a little unclear, but when it happens, concepts like grid position, which is something I didn't discuss in this deep dive, but it's very much a big piece in the research paper, grid position is sort of a meaningless concept. And then finally, voice-enabled shopping. I might lose a few people with this, but I think that we're getting another shot at this with Amazon's Alexa Plus, and Tesla's integration of Grok. Alexa and Siri certainly didn't crack voice commerce right away, but that technology is improving, and I think there's good use cases for reordering and things like that, which are going to obviously operate completely outside of visual grid layouts. The brands and retailers who win won't be those who game the current system, but those who build authentic product quality and customer satisfaction that translates across all these emerging shopping modalities.